On today's video, I brought my good friend Jeremy from Jeremy's Wild Studios over to my channel. What's up, Jeremy?
Hey, what's up? Thank you so much for having me on your channel, dude. I really appreciate it.
No problem, Jeremy. Why don't you do everybody a favor and tell them what's on your arm there?
This is my ball python, Charles. He's going to join us for this.
What's up to you too, Charles? Jeremy, let's hop into the video.
I've got my fish tank. It's got water in it. I should be able to go ahead and add fish, right?
No, you cannot add fish right away after setting up a fish tank. That's probably one of the #1 mistakes people make, and they get so frustrated and fail inside this hobby that they go ahead to go to PetSmart, Petco, all these places. They get their fish, they throw them right into the fish tank, and they all die because they don't know the nitrogen cycle. And if you don't know about the nitrogen cycle, just look it up on Google. There's tons of information out there on the web, and it's so beneficial for success for you and your fish tanks and your fish. What's next, Jeremy?
Well, can't I just buy this instant cycle bottled bacteria from the pet store? It says right on the bottle that I can add fish right away.
Jeremy, that stuff in the bottle doesn't work. You can't, there's no instant cycle. You can't just take something out of a bottle, put it into a fish tank and says it's instantly done. There's bacteria living inside the bottle. Some of those bottles sit on shelves for weeks, months, even sometimes years at a time. This bacteria needs certain conditions to survive. What's next, man?
I've always heard that fish grow to the size of their tank, so why does it matter what size fish tank I have if it's not going to outgrow it?
Jeremy, so many people think that in the hobby, and including myself when I was a younger kid, that if you were to buy a fish like my Oscar George here and put it into a 10-gallon fish tank, that the Oscar would only stay a very small size. That's not right. Well, actually it is right. They would grow to the size of the tank, but it would stunt their growth and they wouldn't live long lives. That's why it's super important to do your research before buying any fish so you know the minimum tank requirements. Jeremy, you know what to do. What's next?
Life hack. You don't need to do water changes. You can just let it evaporate and top it off when it gets low.
Jeremy, how could you say that? You have to do water changes on your fish tank. Your fish need that. And the reason why is because the water that you put into the tanks have a certain number of minerals inside it that need to be replenished for the fish to thrive and survive. Also, there's your fish poop. So with the poop and the pee and this and that and the food that you feed them, the nitrates and all that other bad stuff that's in there from the nitrogen cycle, it goes up. And you need to do water changes to lower the nitrates. Go ahead, Jeremy. Hit me with another one.
So I have this fish tank and it just has this one neon tetra in it, and he's just the cutest thing ever. And I know people always say that you should get more of those, but he's fine.
And Jeremy, fish like tetras, resporas, or even some of the fish I have here in my basement, like my Siamese algae eaters, my rainbow fish, or my Colombian tetras, they need to be kept in groups and schools of 6 or more to feel really comfortable. Even those cute little corridors that people love.
I've always heard that for every gallon of water that's in your fish tank, you can have 1 inch of fish. So I can go ahead and get a 10-inch fish and put it in a 10-gallon tank, right?
Now, if we were to put George in a little 10-gallon tank, he would not be successful. Inch per gallon doesn't always work. And the reason being is because certain fish have different bioloads. Now, this is my mini marble Matoro, Steve the Stingray. Could you imagine if I put my Stingray, when he gets to be about 10 inches, inside of a 10-gallon tank? That won't work.
The guy at the pet store told me that I need to get a pleco for my tank, and then he said that I don't need to feed it because it will eat the algae off of my tank, and that's all it needs.
Jeremy, buddy, plecos eat a lot of food. Not just the algae that are on your tanks. It's not even enough to feed a decent sized pleco. You need to go ahead and supplement your pleco's food with other things. They like a high protein diet, so carnivore pellets. You could feed them the algae wafers, or even things like fluval bug bites. They have a nice pleco formula as well. Definitely don't just not feed your plecos. They need to be fed specific types of foods. I'll even go ahead and put fresh vegetables in there like zucchini or cucumber.
Thanks for having Charles and I on. We really had a lot of fun.
You got it, Jeremy. Always willing to put you here on my channel and check out any really cool reptiles.
Go check out the video on my channel, guys, to learn some myths about reptiles. Like Charles here. He's just the sweetest boy ever, aren't you?
If you did like this video, check out some of the other videos here on my channel. Also, be sure to check out Jeremy's channel. He's got some really cool reptiles and things like that there. Thanks for watching, everybody, and fish on.